It's first down, Giants, close to the Eagle 48-yard line. McNeil is to the left this time. Tarkenton, great pressure from Rosevich, unloads to Fredrickson. And Tucker fumbles. And it's recovered by Herman inside the 20-yard line.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And I saw an article in SB Nation with talking about Kevin Gilbride, the former offensive coordinator of the New York Giants. See some similarities between the pre-2007 Giant team and the 2007 Giant team and the team that the Giants have today. So that piqued my interest. That was kind of interesting because, you know, he came with the Giants in 2004, so he came in with Eli. So you figure, you know, 2007, 6, 5, you know, the Giants had some decent teams there. And obviously, as we all know, in 2007, they won the Super Bowl. So for him to see some similarities, that kind of piqued my interest. Now, Kevin Gilbride, he came from he did a lot of coaching. He learned kind of the run and shoot while he was in the Canadian Football League coaching there. Then he went to the Houston Oilers, where they had a very good offense. He was there from 1990 to 1994, and I believe they were in the top 5 of scoring all the years that he was there. After 94, 95, and 96, he went to Jacksonville, where he was the offensive coordinator with Tom Coughlin. So when Tom Coughlin went to the Giants, started coaching the Giants, Kevin Gilbride came over there. 2004 to 2006, Kevin Gilbride was the quarterback's coach. And about halfway through the season or so, he became, I guess, the quarterback coach / offensive coordinator. And then in 2007, he took over the offensive coordinator position full time. Well, with the Giants, 4 of his years, the Giants scored over 400 points. Now, get your calculators out. That's over 25 points a game. That's pretty good. There's another year there. I think they scored like 390 or 92 or something like that. So, I mean, they were putting up some points. They did pretty good. I mean, that's one of the reasons, obviously Eli's, has the talent there, but that's another one of the reasons why Eli got, a lot of his yards. It was the offense that they had. I mean, Eli was throwing the ball. He might throw a pick six one drive and come back and throw a touchdown the next. He kept slinging it. But I mean, a lot of that was due to Kevin Gilbride. So I said, so when he saw some similarities, that was kind of piquing my interest. Now he was talking about, right now, what he took over was a young Eli. In 2004, Eli was a rookie. This is Daniel Jones' 3rd year. In 2007, when the Giants won the Super Bowl, Eli, it was like his 3rd and a half, because in 2004, Eli didn't even play half the season. He started 7 games. It is what it is, and, you could argue about this forever. The Giants were 5-2, okay, with Kurt Warner as the quarterback, future Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. I mean, I don't know if back in 2004 we were saying future Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. I don't think we were, but future Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner had us at 5-2. Then we lost 2 close games. We lost 28-21 to the Bears, and we lost 17-14 to the Cardinals, which put us in at 5-4. So what happened next? They benched Kurt Warner, and they put Eli Manning in. I still kind of scratch my head to this day. I mean, we're 5-4. The 2 teams that made the Eagles that year were a phenomenal team. They were 13-3. But the 2 teams that made the wild card that year, in 2004, were the Rams and the Vikings. They were both 8-8, and they made the wild card. So we were 5-4, and basically just kind of, I don't want to say throwing the season away, but just kind of throwing the season away. I mean, we were 5-2, and by the time we got our next win, which was the last game of the season, we went from 5-2 to 5-10 in 2004. And the last game of the season against the Cowboys, which I happened to be there with my son because he's a Cowboy fan and I'm a Giant fan, so we were at Giant Stadium, and we watched Eli Manning get his first victory. It was a great game. Tiki Barber ran it in from about 2-3 yards out or so. They called like a draw. It was about under a minute or so to go in the game. Very, very good game. Very good game. Anyway, so, Eli was obviously young then. Daniel Jones is young. I mean, there was, so we got to also give Daniel Jones a little slack here, too, because Daniel Jones' first 2 years, all right, offensive line has not been that good. Right? It's been a little porous at times. And he's still completing over 60% of his passes. Eli Manning, his first year, all right, he started off 0-6. He won his last game of the year. So he was 1-6. But in those 7 games, he completed 48.2% of his passes. He threw 6 touchdowns. He threw 9 interceptions. Okay? He only got sacked 13 times. So he got sacked 13 times in 7 games. That's not even 2 times a game. That's some pretty decent protection. And he completed 48% of his passes. And in 13 times he got sacked, he fumbled 3 times. So 1 out of every 4 times he got sacked, he fumbled the ball. So we complain about Daniel Jones fumbled the ball. Well, Eli Manning fumbled the ball back then as well, too. And there was one game against the Ravens where Eli didn't have a quarterback rating. It was so bad, they pulled him out and they had put Kurt Warner in there. He was 4 out of 18, which is 22% pass completion. 4 out of 18 for 27 yards and 2 interceptions. They pulled him out, put Kurt Warner in. Kurt Warner was 6 out of 9 for 127 yards, and his passing rating was like 109. And we kept Eli in there. Basically, we're pretty much just throwing the season away. So then his second season was 2005, 2006 rolled out, and in 2007, they won the Super Bowl. Now, that's where Kevin starts comparing it to. Daniel Jones, this will be his 3rd year. Eli Manning, 2007, it's like his 3rd and a half year. The thing, but also the one that is Eli Manning, 2004, 5, 6, 7, he had the same offensive coordinator. This is Daniel Jones' 2nd offensive coordinator in 3 years. This will only be his 2nd year under Jason Garrett. So he's still learning. That was another one of the things that Eli had every year. Kevin Gilbride, every year. Kevin Gilbride, every year. You know the offense like the back of your hand. But both young quarterbacks. 2004, 5-6. Eli Manning had Tiki Barber. When he's healthy, we have Saquon Barkley. Both 2 phenomenal running backs. The best 2 in Giants history. Back then, Eli Manning had Jeremy Shockey, tight end, mismatch. This with Daniel Jones, we have Evan Ingram. Drops every other pass thrown to him, but he's a mismatch. Jeremy Shockey in 2004, 5-6, very good. 2007, he broke his leg in the 14th game of the season against the Redskins, in which we lost. And he never played another game for the Giants. He got a Super Bowl ring, but the next year we traded him out to New Orleans because we drafted Kevin Boss. Kevin Boss did pretty well, so we put him in there. But anyway, back then they had Jeremy Shockey, who was a tight end, it was a mismatch. We got Evan Ingram, tight end, mismatch. Back then, 2005, we got Plexico Burress, mismatch, tall, 6'5". We just got Kenny Golladay, tall, mismatch, 6'4". Back then they had Mr. Consistency, Amani Toomer. All right. We have Sterling Shepard. In the 2007 draft he brought up, which was huge, we drafted Steve Smith, not Stephen Smith, Sr. or Jr., whatever his name is, from Carolina Panthers. Steve Smith, second round from USC in 2007 we drafted. He was very important in the playoffs in 2007. He only caught 8 balls during the regular season, but in the playoffs, he caught 14 passes, 5 of them in the Super Bowl. 4 of them, I think, were for first downs. Huge, huge catches. 2009, Steve Smith, he was like the slot guy. You got Plexico Burress out here. You got Amani Toomer on the other side. Steve Smith was in the slot. He could always find an opening. 2009, he has the Giants record, 107 receptions. I think 2010 he hurt his knee, and unfortunately he was just never the same after that. He played 2 more years. One of them was with the Eagles, and the next one was with the Rams, I think. He was just never the same, unfortunately, and he had to call quits. But getting Stephen Smith, the slot receiver, which we might possibly get a receiver in this year's draft to help out Daniel Jones, which would be huge for him. Like maybe, I don't know, a Smith or a Waddle, maybe a Smith. Could you imagine him out there? That would help. That would be huge, huge. So Kevin Gilbride was kind of, comparing the two, and I gotta give it to him. There certainly are some similarities. Both young quarterbacks, both learning, both got mismatched tight ends. We just got Kenny Golladay. They had Plexico Burress, tall receivers, which helps the quarterback. We got Sterling Shepard, Mr. Consistency for us, as long as he stays healthy. Back then they had Amani Toomer. But the key thing for them, which he said in the article, was that they drafted Steve Smith in the second round from USC, and he could always get open, always find a hole in the defense, always make the catch, always get the first down. So if we can pick up somebody, doesn't have to be Smith or Waddle, would be cool if we did, but if we could pick up somebody in the first, second, or third round, they could really make an impact on this offense. I got to kind of agree with Kevin Gilbride. I think, I certainly see a lot of the comparisons, and certainly not going to say it's going to wind up in the Super Bowl victory, but what they had in 2007, we're getting pretty close to in 2021. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there, and go Giants! Woo!